Hey, this is Brenda Gagne. What I would like to share with you right now is the top 3 things that I've struggled with, and I didn't realize I was struggling with them, but obviously as you look back, hindsight is 20/20, and looking back over this last year, which to me seems like such a long time, but yet in the realm of marketing online and having a business is really such a short amount of time. I've really done a lot in this past year. But I know I could have done it so much faster and had the results that I'm having so much faster looking back if I would have changed some things. Okay, so the first thing that I would have to say, and unfortunately it deals with mindset, and I say unfortunately because that's not something you can teach people, and it's certainly not something I was even willing to learn, which is why it took me so long to actually understand this. Mindset is so extremely important, and what I'm talking about for me personally, I've always had a lot of self-confidence. I didn't really have an issue with that. What I had a problem with was having the confidence that I really knew what I was talking about. I picked things up pretty quick. I went to the trainings, I learned it all, and then I would just start applying. And here's the tip right there, most people just don't apply. Most people will learn, and never go apply it, and wondering why they aren't getting the results. Well, I learned, and then I would apply things, and it worked, and it didn't seem that hard to me, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because a lot of you guys are struggling, but for me, I picked it up kind of quick. It didn't quite seem that hard, and I just didn't realize what I was learning. I didn't understand the mass of what I was comprehending and what I was doing. I didn't understand how it was coming easier for me than for other people. So I didn't realize the potential of information that I had at my fingertips that I could have shared with people because I just assumed that they were learning it as well as I was. And that was a very big problem because it took me so long to really have fully confidence, say, I know what I'm talking about. I certainly can lead these people coming in. I certainly can help these people because I know what's working and they don't. So being the leader of something that was new to me took me a little while to understand, and the only reason I finally kind of grasped it was because I would get on everybody's trainings. I would devour this information, which is another thing that you definitely should do. But after a couple of months, I was on these, big gurus trainings, and there was these secret marketing strategies and all this information that people were saying, wow, that was great, but I already knew it. That was the biggest eye-opener for me. And I'm like, well, if people think this is so great and I already understand this and this is what I'm doing, I must be doing something right. So what you can take from that is that once you go do a training or once you learn an aha moment or something, you now have stepped yourself above the entire pool that's below you. And in the home business and the network marketing industry, every single day more people are coming in. There's a huge turnover, unfortunately. So you always are going to know more than new people coming in. So even if you're brand new and you went to your first training, you now know some things that some other people don't. And once you first generated your first lead online, you now can do something that 80% of the people can't do. So you have to turn around in your brain a little bit about what you're doing, and for me that was a big deal. Once I finally understood that all the stuff that I was doing was an asset to me, and I could share that with people, and I had social proof, and it's definitely something that you can take away from that. The second thing, I'm laughing because if I would have known about this second thing, I think I would have done a lot better in the beginning. Now, if I haven't shared this, I really did teach myself a lot. I just went out there and I devoured everything, and I watched what people were doing, and I studied their marketing funnels, and I said, well, if they're telling me to click here, where is that taking me? And, oh, they sent me here. Well, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do something like that. So I did that. The one thing I had heard nothing about for months was how important direct response marketing and copywriting is. Eluded me. I had no idea what those terms were. Maybe you don't either. but I didn't realize how important that stuff really is, because I learned all the technical stuff. I figured out how to make these links and send people to here and send people to there, and I was doing it all the right way, but people weren't doing what I wanted them to do. And I was like, gosh, that sounds pretty good. I would click on that if I came across this. And it wasn't until I took a course and the term direct response marketing was introduced to me, and then the whole philosophy of copywriting was introduced to me, that I fully understood why nobody was clicking the link or telling me or doing whatever I was asking them to do. I gave them no reason to do so. Direct response marketing is basically having the ability to tell people what to do or make people want to do what you want them to do with just your words. It's used in advertising, it's used in marketing, infomercials, ads, things like that. And it's a big industry all in itself. And once you start learning a little bit of knowledge about that, the philosophy of the human brain is very interesting. But that's the one thing that I would definitely tell you is, before you get going on all this other stuff, is on the side, definitely start studying copywriting. And I mean, you can just Google that. Copywriting is, what you write on the page to make people take action. Persuasiveness, hitting the mental triggers, making people want to buy from you. Things like that, having good copy. Very, very important. And once you understand how to use that skill, and once you learn that, oh my goodness, things just become a lot easier, and the work that you put out there actually starts giving you results back. So definitely that would be the second thing that I really had no idea about, and I really wished I would have learned a lot sooner. Okay, the third thing, looking back on this, something I definitely would have changed while I was in it. I didn't feel like I had a choice in the matter. But all I did in the beginning, actually for most of my entire career online, were free marketing strategies. When I got online, I didn't have any money. There's a lot of people that come online, they don't have a marketing budget. I didn't have $100, $200 a month that I could just shell out on paid advertising. So all of my marketing was done free. I did a lot of article writing, I did a lot of blogging and some social media, forums, things like that. Took a lot of time, but it gave me some great content out there. I met a lot of good people. But it was slow. It was definitely very slow, and that's okay because I was learning, but I was expecting some results that just weren't achievable using these free media strategies and free marketing and the not paying for advertising. You get such slower results. It's very hard to track your stuff. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize, you have to check your numbers so carefully. I didn't realize how you had to be such a marketer online to really be successful and to know what your conversion rates were and stuff like that. You just can't do very well when you're doing slow media, free media marketing. So that would be something that I would change. If I would go back, I wish I would have told myself, you know what? You got $100 at least. You definitely have $100 for the month that you could put $5 a day, into a Facebook pay-per-click campaign or something. Because just getting some daily leads coming in is such a booster for yourself, and it's such a learning experience on what's working inside your marketing that is definitely something I would suggest. Even if you don't, it does not have to be $200, $300, $500 at all. It could be, $50 for the month. Whatever you can really do, I would definitely suggest doing a little bit of paid advertising just so you can learn every single thing just a little bit faster. Okay? I totally agree that you should do both. Absolutely. You want to have good content out there. But if you can put in some paid media, paid marketing strategies and get some results faster, definitely. Okay, so this was kind of an overview of the top 3 things that I would really go back and do. I've learned a lot in this year, absolutely, hands down, and I've shared a lot, and I've also learned a lot about people, and I've helped a lot of people, coaching them and mentoring them. And the one thing that I really see people are getting bogged down is that they're overwhelmed and they're confused and they just don't know how to do this. And that's... It's very logical. It's very understandable because marketing online is like a huge, huge tornado. And if you don't know how to, weave around the things that you're getting distracted by, you're never going to have success. So if you're interested in learning more about how do I actually do all this stuff, that sounds great, Brenda, but how do I do that? What are these paid advertising strategies? What is direct response marketing? How can I learn about that? Well, I can certainly help you with that. I can share all of this wealth that I have, all of this information. I have a lot of it, and I can share it with you. Okay, so the video below is going to go into a little bit more detail of some more specifics and how you can start learning this information and what path you should start taking to take your business onto the level that you really want it to go, because you want to be able to go out, go do whatever you want, come back home, you've got commissions in your inbox, you've got leads in your inbox, you know, that's what you want, and that's certainly something that I can show you how to do. Alright, so watch the video below. Again, this is Brenda Gagne. Have a great day. Bye-bye.